again with another video. This is the Punch Eye, and any day can I hear Mistress Udruha, subscribe to our channel for us. You leave your comment or comment section where you like our video, and then don't forget to also share this particular video. But most importantly, you will put out some post notification by clicking on the notification bell or the notification icon you see over there. Now, the UEFA Champions League, we are done with the games for this particular week. That is between 21st and then 22nd October. Games be also in the UEFA Champions League. And so I'm here to give you all the latest updates. Results and everything that took place in this week's UEFA Champions League. This is a platform for you. I welcome you guys back once again. I go by the name General. So I'll start off with the results I up on Tuesday night in the UEFA Champions League. And so on Tuesday night, we had some amazing results. Tuesday night, dear boys are call fikisi mkoye jumano bebre na nyesika gu mbutom omunya bia no benu munsu because goals no eba pa into omu twa ya mutu twa goals no they were able to get some money in their pocket. And so on Tuesday night, Barcelona at home won their game against Olympiacos by 6-1. And then we had one game that happened that took place in Kazakhstan. That was between Karamat Almaty and then Pafos FC. That game ended 0-0. Ubia Anshego in that particular game. But so England, Emirates, Arsenal won their game against Atletico Madrid by 4-0. Leverkusen at home in Germany lost to Paris Saint-Germain by 7-2. And then Copenhagen also lost their game in Denmark to Borussia Dortmund by 4-2. Newcastle at home at the St. James's Park almost watched Benfica 3-0. Benfica for them to me anti. And then Napoli Napoli traveled all the way from Italy to Netherlands and played against PSV Eindhoven, where they lost the game by 6-2. Yes, and then Inter Milan also won their game against Union Saint-Gilloise by 4-0. And whilst Manchester City at away against Villarreal won their game by 2-0. Into Mefa games need be one by one, then I will discuss it for you to get the insights and everything that you need to know. Our Champions League matches are a course. But on Wednesday night, these were the results I buy. At the San Mamés in Spain, Athletic Bilbao won against Karabakh FK by 3-1. Atalanta, Atalanta Bergamasco Casio. This game, Atalanta, Atalanta, 0-0, SM4, and then one Wednesday night, Mushishe Jumani na. Especially when we go on X, boys in Atalanta, not even a single goal. 1 up are more, 2 up are more, over 1.5 are more, winning the half are more. So Atalanta messed everything up. Their game against Slavia Prague 0-0. Chelsea at the Stamford Bridge won 5-1 against Ajax Amsterdam. Monaco and then Tottenham Hotspur also played a goalless draw. Galatasaray in Istanbul won against Bodo Glimt by 3-1. Bayern Munich, the informed Bayern Munich against Club Brugge, 4-0. And then Frankfurt at home in Germany lost to Liverpool by 5-1. Whilst Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu also won their game against Juventus by 1-0. Sporting Lisbon came from a goal down, a game against Olympique Marseille by 2-1. And so these are the results are told you on Tuesday and then Wednesday night respectively. Now let me go straight into some of the games and some of the issues and I say everybody within that particular week. So I'll start off with the Tuesday night. So on that particular Tuesday night, we had about 43 goals on that particular night. So Tuesday night games are causing 43 goals in a PMR. This has never happened before in the history of the UEFA Champions League. That a single night, Naya share 43 goals in a Champions League season. It has never happened before. But on Tuesday night, and Americano, boys no more call. Chesa Mukutu Koshi Jumano, Ubianya Suka cried. It good meaning because goals no flow a par. Now let me go into the game also or Germany between last season Bundesliga winners that is, sorry, last 2 seasons Bundesliga winners. Bayern 04 Leverkusen against Paris Saint-Germain. And that game, PSG had some of their squad coming back from some injuries. The likes of Desire Doué, Vitinha, Ousmane Dembele, Cavasquelia, they were all back into the squad. And so PSG now almost their full setup going into this particular game. But we all know that Leverkusen that we saw 2 seasons ago is not the same Leverkusen that we are seeing last season and then this season, because some of their players no almost team at home, and so the team Navians almost answer sharing back, and their coach Javi Alonso also left them to join Real Madrid, and so their team is not that good as they were compared to last 2 seasons. Now that particular game, no, if you look at that particular game now, of course, no, they lost the game by I think 7 goals to 2, right? Leverkusen and then PSG. Leverkusen, PSG. Yes, 7 goals to 2. They lost that game by 7 goals to 2. But on that particular Tuesday night, some of players need to make Jomudin on that particular night. Femi Lopez of Barcelona had a hat trick in their game against Olympiacos after Barcelona a 6-1 win against Olympiacos. Femi Lopez got a hat trick in that particular game. Marcus Rashford got a brace. Lamine Yamal was on a score sheet and all that. Also, PSV Eindhoven almost Napoli for New Hojuma. Napoli 6-2, 6-2. Antonio Tutu Conte. That's why shit. Because like the goals were coming from left, right. Anytime PSV for Nzabe Kabo Bian, it was a goal. Arsenal too dominated their game against Atletico Madrid at the Emirates. The first half of the game ended 0-0, but when they came back to play the second half, in the space of 13 minutes, Arsenal they share 4 goals. Mikel Arteta is working. Mikel Arteta is really working for Arsenal. This is in almost speed up because of their first ever Champions League game. So in a space of 30 minutes, they were able to score 4 goals. 2 goals from Victor Gyökeres, and then 1 goal from Gabriel Martinelli, and then Gabriel Magalhaes. And so Tuesday night, the goals were coming in. Erling Haaland also scored his 12th straight. Well, he scored in his 12th straight game. That was his 12th game out. Wahyɛ goals no atoa so 12 consecutive matches. It wasn't easy. And so talking about Erling Haaland, no, he's just 6 goals away from becoming Manchester City's all-time top scorer in the Champions League. Please note this. He is not becoming the all-time top scorer in Manchester City's history, but the all-time top scorer in the history of the Champions League. That record is being held by Sergio Kun Aguero, the Argentine. So Aguero played 61 games for Manchester City in the Champions League, where he scored 36 goals. As I speak to you now, Haaland has played only 32 games for Manchester City in the Champions League, and he has already scored 30 goals. And so he needs just 6 goals to equal that record and then set a new record for himself. Looking at how he's going, he has played fewer games than as compared to when Aguero had that particular record. And so Haaland is also on another level in the UEFA Champions League for Manchester City. And then if in the Champions League this season, there are only 2 teams who are having 100% record. They haven't lost any game, and that is Inter Milan and then Arsenal. Inter Milan has scored 9 goals. They haven't conceded any goal in the Champions League this season after playing 3 games. And then Arsenal has also scored 8 goals and have conceded nothing in the Champions League this season. So 100% record media. You could have only Inter Milan and then Arsenal, the Gunners. Now let me move on. That particular talking about the Arsenal team, Arsenal for so far, almost Spanish teams now we they are yet to meet Barcelona, because I think that the last time that they played against Barcelona, Messi was still at FC Barcelona. And so in recent times, the Arsenal, when they meet the Spanish teams, they beat them. And so if you look at this particular record, in their last 7 games against Spanish teams, Arsenal have beaten 5 different opponents in their last 7 games. So they've beaten Sevilla by 2 goals to 1. Then they beat them again by 2 goals to 0. Almost Girona, it 2-1. Almost Real Madrid, it Madrid 2-1. As also by Madrid, it 3-0 last season in the Champions League. And then almost Athletic Bilbao, a born 2-0. And on Tuesday night, so almost Atletico Madrid, a born 4-0. It means say Arsenal for almost team Spanish teams in the power. And so that is that. Now, let's move on and talk about some of the games about on the Wednesday night. Chelsea are the first team in the Champions League history to have 3 teenagers score for them in a single match. In the history of the Champions League, in the Chelsea penny team have provided 3 teenagers, players who are below the ages of 20. Are those 3 players in to me actually go in one single match. On Wednesday night, Esteban Williams scored a penalty. He's 18 years of age. Mark Gill, 19 years, he scored a goal. And then Tarek George, 19 years, he also scored a goal. So these 3 teenagers, under 20 players now, they all scored goals for Chelsea. And that is a history of Chelsea for to me. Bayern Munich on the other side, they have been on some former and what in power 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are also playing so Hurricane, like Michael Olise. Their team, Vincent Company is really cooking for that particular Bayern Munich team. I won't lie to you. And so if you look at the Bayern Munich team, they have won every single game on board this season, from Champions League to the German Bundesliga to the DFB Pokal. They have won every game on board this season. You see, to share this particular chart, look at their form this season. They have won every game that they've played. Every game. They have won every game that they've played. And so this shows how or their readiness at Bayern Munich for this season, and they are ready to win every title that they are chasing agro. Now, before I leave you, let me look at the table. So this is how the table is looking like in the UEFA Champions League after match day 3. So Paris Saint-Germain in a lead with 9 points. We have Bayern Munich on second position with 9 points. That is 3 wins out of 3 wins. Inter Milan with 9 points. Arsenal with 9 points. Real Madrid also has 9 points. Dortmund has 7. Manchester City has 7 points. Newcastle has 6. Barcelona has 6. That means Barcelona, they have only 2 wins in the Champions League this season. Liverpool has 6 points. Chelsea has 6 points. Sporting Lisbon also has 6 points. Karabakh FK has 6. So the list goes on and on and on and on. Into here, those in the red, that red, it is likely relegation. And so this is how the table is looking like. Liverpool, after suffering 3 straight defeats, 2-1 against Crystal Palace in the EPL, 2-1 against Chelsea in the EPL, another 2-1 against Manchester United in the EPL. They finally bounced back, and then they won their game against Frankfurt in Germany by 5-1. The likes of Hugo Ekitike came to the party, Virgil van Dijk, Ibrahim Konate, they all came to the party. And one person that I'm happy for is Florian Wirtz. After Liverpool spending that huge money to buy the games are bomber Liverpool, almost 9 matches now. Untumi enshare goal, untumi so provide assist. But on Wednesday night, within 4 minutes, we provided 2 assists. And so Florian Wirtz is finding his feet at Liverpool. When we go to Real Madrid, to the likes of Jude Bellingham, he got the only goal in that particular game for Real Madrid after say occurring his shoulder surgery. Now the form acquire ups and down, but now Bellingham it man picking the former. Juma, he got the only goal in that particular game for Real Madrid. Boama Madrid is secure the 3 points against Juventus. And so these are some of the highlights also in this particular week, the UEFA Champions League match day 3. Don't forget that this coming weekend on Sunday, 26th October, the El Clasico is on at the Santiago Bernabeu. Real Madrid against FC Barcelona. Why? And a bit more victory in that particular game. Don't worry, don't forget Madrid in a lead the La Liga table, and so that is the news coming in. How the punch are, and your first time out here, make sure you subscribe to your channel, and like a video, you share, and then you put us on post notification. I'll see you in our next episode. I'm out.